Take a look at this question here. This is actually from the Target advertisement for this week. The socks are listed for 30% off and they cost $14. Tell me, if I buy socks this week, how much are they going to cost? And remember, we're finding the percent of a number. So we're finding 30% of the cost of the $14 of the socks.
So we just do 30 times 14?
Right, but remember, we want to make that 30% into a decimal to be able to multiply 0.30 times your 14. Go ahead and do that and figure out first the discount. Once I get my discount, right, I add that decimal back in 2 places. Now, remember, always put your dollar sign in the front, but I'm not done yet. This is just my discount. I want to know how much are the socks going to cost.
So 14 minus 9.
Yeah, go ahead and do your second step. Now you need to subtract to find your new cost. Go ahead and try and then we'll check it. Dollar sign goes in the front when you have your total. And I see some students that have like 9.8. Remember, it's money, so add a 0 in there so you have your dollars and cents for your final answer. Good deal on socks, right? I should pick up a pack of socks at Target. 6 pairs, $9.80. This is along the same lines, right? Maybe there's a huge clearance. It's an extra clearance. 90% of 20. Go ahead and try it. This time, how much money off is my item? $18, right? So I'm only paying $2. Good deal. So you could, remember, you can also, if you prefer working with fractions, you could make 90%, 90 out of 100 times your 20 over 1. And then you can simplify before you solve, right? 9 over 10 times 20 over 1. Then you can also simplify on your diagonals. 9 over 1 times 2 over 1. And we would get the same answer, 18 over 1 or 18. So this is always an option too. You can either multiply with your decimal, right? Or multiply with your fractions. This is a little bit different here. 28 is what percent of 50?
This is division.
So this is division. You're taking a part of a whole, right? They want to know 28 is what percent of 50?
Divided by 28 or 28 divided by 28?
So remember, you can always divide to turn that fraction into a decimal or a percent.
Or could you just multiply?
Yeah.
Just by 2?
Exactly. We want to get to percent, and we know percent is 100. So if we wanted to get this to 100,
56 out of 100.
yeah, we could just multiply to get 56 out of 100. And then once we know it's out of 100, we have our percent. 56%. You can always divide, right? You could always put your 28 inside and your 50 outside. This is just a little bit more work, right? It would go, but you would get the same answer here, 0.56.
How do you get 56? Add another 0.
Right. So you could always divide, or if you can get your denominator to 100, this is a little easier. You go ahead and try this one now. 40 is what percent of 50? I liked how I see that we wrote it as a fraction. And then we got our denominator to 100. Once it's there, 80 hundredths or 80%. Some of you divided. You can always divide. That works too. Just remember, if you divide and you get 0.8, multiply it by 100 to get your percentage. This one is looking at percents a little bit differently. So everybody write down this question, and I want you to draw in this example like I'm doing. Right? So this time the question is just worded a little differently. It says 21 is 75% of what number? So they're telling us the percent, and we're working backwards. So what I like to do for this is to draw a little diagram to help. So if I'm looking at my diagram here, and it's telling me it's 75% of what number, what do you think I should break? If this whole thing is 100%, what should we break that into?
Into thirds.
Into fourths, right? Yeah, because that will be nice and even, right? Because if each of these is 25%, right? 25, 50, 75, $1, 100. So 21 is all three of these parts here. So it's like a little puzzle here. So if 21 is 75% of a certain number, what do each of these little parts stand for? How much are each of those?
4. 1 4.
What number could we put in there? What plus what equals 21? 7, right? 7 plus 7 plus 7 equals 21. 7 times 3, exactly. So each of these part is 7. So if each of those part is 7, my last part has to be 7 too.
28.
Yeah, because this is another 7. So 21 plus the 7 there is going to give us 28. You guys try it this time. 1 is 25% of what number? Start by drawing your model. Break it apart just like we did. See if you can figure out our mystery number. Right? The first thing you can do, if it's 25%, break it into your quarters. So
Aren't we like making 25 the full number and then break it?
no, remember, you're looking for, they're telling you 1 is 25% of what number? So this is 1 here. This is 1. So if 25%, 1 is 25%, 50% would be 2, 75% would be 3, 100% would be 4, because each part is 1. So 1 is 25% of what number? 4, just 4, not 1/4, right? Because the whole thing is 4. One more like it. This time it's not broken into quarters. Break it into tenths, exactly, would be an even way to break up your diagram. So draw yourself your picture. This time it's a little longer because we said we're going to break it into tenths. And we know 12 is 60% of what number? We're looking for that mystery number. So I'm going to look for if each of these is 10%. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Could be 6.
So look and see if we broke 12 into 6 parts, what would each of those parts have to equal?
60.
What plus what plus what plus what plus what?
And
To find that mystery number, right, you can think 12 divided by 6 is 2. So these each have to equal 2.
And then
So go ahead and continue. You tell me what the mystery number is now. So remember, if each of these is 2, add the rest of your 2's in. And then I like Mackenzie drew like a little bit here, and she put 2, 4, 6, 8, right? And then we know 12 plus 8, our mystery number is 20. Right? You guys can grab your journals. Our homework for today is going to be Khan Academy.
is there
So at the top you can write Khan Academy. You have 2 assignments to do. Yours is due on Wednesday. So the first one is going to be just what we practiced with our percents of the number. The other one is going to be working on when you are working with your repeating decimals. I saw that when we were practicing last week. We need to work on that a bit. So to turn a fraction to a decimal, what do you have to do? Divide. So just, right, remember when you're dividing, give yourself enough space to be able to keep going as long as you need. And also make sure to read the question carefully to see what it asks. So for example, this one is none of them. Good. Yeah. This one does not repeat. So I would have to select none of the above there. Get stuck while you're working on the percents ones. Look back at the examples we did together with drawing the diagram to help you. Okay. All right, you can go ahead and get started on your con.